Hey folks, it's CJ at the Practicing Chef, and it's the week before Christmas. And I always kind of get nostalgic at about this time, and I get a yen for some comfort food, the kind of food Mama used to make. And I'm going to attempt my version of a Latin American stew called Sancocho. All the cultures have them: Colombian, Dominican, Puerto Rican, uh, South American. It means to parboil, but it takes a stew, and it really is a poor man's stew, where you take any of the vegetables that you had in the garden or that you had available, and you made a hearty stew that cooked all day so that when you came in from doing your work, you had something to eat. So naturally, you were not eating high off the hog, whatever you can get. So for this, I got some beef shanks. That's going to be our meat there. I think I got this whole plate of beef shanks for about 12 bucks. All right. And smoked turkey necks. This will give us a nice flavor like we cooked it on an open fire, which was probably the way it would have been cooked for the hands that were coming into from the field. And finally, oxtail, which back in the day the butcher used to give away because it just ended up in his trash, and he'd give it away for free. So this definitely was found its way into many a sancocho, which is from the Spanish verb sancochar, which means to parboil again. So we're going to make this sancocho. But things have changed because right now, 2.5 pounds of oxtail is about 20 bucks. Amazing. I used to give it away for free. We've got the various root vegetables that we're going to use. The recipe calls for pumpkin, but I don't like pumpkin, so I'm going to use butternut squash. You got your, obviously, onions, your garlic, your peppers, and your cilantro, which I will use to make the base. It's called a recao. Uh, it's a mixture of the peppers and all of the onions and the garlic. And I'm going to do this all in the pan because normally you do it separately and you have it there. It's got vegetables like the corn, which was one of my favorite parts of it. It's so bright and vibrant in the broth once you've got it, because the broth, this is not like a beef stew or beef soup. The broth really takes on a lot of texture from the root vegetables. This right here is a yucca. I was looking for taro root. It's called yati. I couldn't get it. Green bananas. Good luck finding a green banana in Las Vegas. And green plantains. I can find them, but they didn't have any at the store. Uh, some people like to put in carrots. I like carrots. It adds a nice flavor against the dark, earthy color of the broth. So what I'm going to do is heat up my new pan. I got this at Sam's Club. I guess this is their Italian stuff that they import, Tramontina. But it's this huge 12.5 inch pan with this great cover. It's cast iron, so I think I'm going to brown the meat in here. And then after we brown that meat, we're going to go ahead and stick all of that meat with a little bit of water and maybe some onions and some seasoning in the Instant Pot. And I'm going to let that cook overnight. Well, not overnight. Let's not get crazy. We're not sous videing. I'm going to let that cook for maybe about an hour or so that I make my broth, which will be really nice because I don't have any beef stock or anything in the fridge. I've used it up. So the marrow from these bones should make a great stock. We'll throw in some of the oxtail, and then we'll flavor the whole thing up with the smoked turkey necks. All right, so what we're going to do is chop these up into kind of chunky pieces. We're going to throw everything into the pot after we've cooked down the meat, and we're just going to let that cook until it gets to where it needs to be. See you folks in the next video.